Countless.
What made this time different?
I had no desire to live at that time in my life.
9 months ago, Thomas Spike's life was out of control.
I've lost cars, my license, the place I've lived at, relationships.
For nearly half his life, this 24-year-old has been addicted to drugs.
How many times had you attempted to quit before?
Countless. Countless.
What made this time different?
A lot with the Chief's program.
Known as the HOPE Initiative, a collaboration between Nashville, North Carolina's Chief of Police Thomas Bayshore and Town Manager Hank Raper. The program battles the opioid epidemic one addict at a time.
They walk in through the front door. If they have drugs or paraphernalia on them at any time, they can turn that over to us and no charges are filed. And we facilitate them getting into recovery.
HOPE launched in February 2016. Nearly 200 men and women have walked through these doors and asked for help.
How important was it to build trust in this community when you're saying, bring your drugs in and we won't charge you?
I mean, it's huge from a community policing aspect. Our word should be our bond.
The chief says its success has also led to a reduction in crime.
Things like shoplifting and larcenies and breaking into cars, we've seen a 40% drop last year.
Opioid-related deaths are up more than 800% in the state of North Carolina since 1999. And in many towns like Nashville, North Carolina, they're seeing a sharp rise in heroin overdoses.
Most people that use heroin started with pills. Heroin is a whole lot cheaper. It gets you a lot higher. The average price around $10 for a bag.
Spikes was caught with heroin, a felony in North Carolina. His arrest led to his first encounter with Chief Bayshore.
Were you skeptical?
Absolutely. You don't talk to cops. You don't associate with them. They're not your friends. I can honestly say Chief has never tried to pry into anything of my life from that era.
People have traveled from across the state, even California and Pennsylvania, to get the Chief's help.
When you're ready to go, you can't say come back Monday morning at 8 o'clock. You have to do it right then. So that's what we do.
24/7, you're available.
That's why everybody has my cell phone number.
4 months out of rehab, Spikes is building homes and rebuilding his life.
How do you describe the pride you feel when you see Thomas?
I'm very thankful, one, that he's alive. Of those 172 people that we've had come through the program, I've actually been to 2 funerals. Knowing what the alternative is, or what could have been for Thomas, he just recently disclosed to me that, his girlfriend's pregnant, so he's going to be a father. So that's an amazing thing.
In Nashville, North Carolina, Kaylee Hartung, CNN.
Police chief stops arresting opioid addicts, offers help instead. Crime and addiction plummet. Crime is down 40% in a North Carolina town where police began offering help and recovery options to drug addicts, instead of throwing them in jail. By J. Sermopoulos, July 26, 2017. Nashville, North Carolina, a police chief in a small eastern North Carolina town, Chief Thomas Bayshore, in collaboration with town manager Hank Raper, began a program using compassion instead of violence known as the HOPE Initiative that is both saving lives and lowering crime. Nashville, North Carolina, a town of 5,400, offers a unique program to help addicts recover, rather than continue the cycle of crime and addiction, by allowing addicts to turn themselves into police with their drugs and paraphernalia, without being thrown in a cage. Instead of them facing arrest, they get help getting into a program to fight addiction. Thomas Spikes, 24, has battled addiction since before he was a teenager, and credits Bayshore with saving his life by putting him on a path to recovery from the deadly scourge of opioid addiction. "He saved my life for sure," he said. "I owe a lot to him and the program." As opioid deaths continue to rise dramatically across the United States, replacing car accidents as the #1 cause of unintentional deaths, the state of North Carolina has seen a more than 340% increase in opioid deaths from 2010 to 2016. There's no clear characteristic of what a heroin or opioid addiction looks like, Raper told CNN. "It's not a white problem, it's not a black problem, it's not a Hispanic problem, middle class, working class, upper class. It affects all peoples of all walks of life." Advertisement. The HOPE initiative was modeled on the ANGEL program in Gloucester, Massachusetts, which allows addicts to safely get medical help and police assistance without fear of being arrested. These innovative programs are creating a new paradigm that reconfigures the manner in which law enforcement responds to addiction. They walk into the front door. If they have drugs or paraphernalia on them at any time, they can turn it into us at that time, and have no charges filed. And we facilitate them into recovery, Bashor said. Read more. DEA flakes on promise to reschedule cannabis, instead calls pot growers the new meth labs. We have actually had individuals who have brought in heroin bags and turned that over because they knew that they were going to get into recovery and they didn't want that around when they got out, Bashor said. To ensure that there would be no impediments to the HOPE program, Chief Bashor and Raper recruited the county district attorney, who was on board with the initiative, ensuring that addicts seeking help would not be charged. With the support of the county attorney, the HOPE program began on February 9, 2016, with the first addict coming into the police station seeking help only 8 days later. It was eye-opening, recalled Bashor. That individual came in and we spent the better part of 7.5 hours getting him processed. Only then did I leave the hospital and come back to the police department to start calling facilities to start having him placed, after he left detox. You can spend hours on the phone, calling facilities, saying, "Do you have a bed?" Bashor has been intimately involved in the program, driving many of the 172 men and women that have been helped by the HOPE initiative. Revealing the changing nature of law enforcement's fight against drug addiction and a clear movement from a punitive war on drugs mentality, to a recovery-based model, Bashor has worked to build personal relationships with numerous rehabilitation facilities across North Carolina. The business cards he passes out even have his personal cell phone number so that rehab facilities across the state can personally alert him when a space opens up for an addict. "My cell phone, it rings all the time," Bashor said. Each participant who comes through the program and all their family members have it. So, when they need something, they reach out. In addition to helping numerous addicts get clean, the HOPE initiative has substantially changed the dynamics between the police and the community. Bashor said he is working to help people understand that substance abuse is a disease and that his department's goal is to supportive not only for their benefit, but for the community benefit. Revealing exactly how this new approach by law enforcement to drugs and addiction can drastically alter crime rates, Bashor said that crime is down 40% since the program's inception. Read more. DEA exposed triggering the massacre of an entire town, media silent. "We've had a pretty significant drop in our crimes that are associated with substance abuse disorder," Bashor said. "Things like shoplifting and larcenies and breaking into cars. The beautiful thing is that HOPE does not limit its services to residents of Nashville, as people from across the state have taken advantage of the program as well as people from as far away as California and Pennsylvania. The initiative has no cost to participants in the program, and is funded through small grants, fundraisers, and donations. The chief paid for the first 2 months that I was there and the rehab I was at," recalled Spikes. After spending over half his life in the grip of addiction, Spikes has now been clean for 4 months after leaving the rehabilitation facility. In an interview with CNN, Spikes said that he first used drugs when he was 12 years old. "It started off with just smoking weed," he said, "then occasional pills, and it progressed through the years. Eventually, his addiction became a $200 to $300 a day habit at its worst." After being caught with heroin and sent to jail in October 2016, he had his first encounter with Chief Bashor. Initially, Spikes was skeptical of any help police offered, and expressed a commonly held belief: "You don't talk to cops, you don't associate with them, they're not your friends." Spike's perceptions quickly began to evolve when he recognized that Bashor was solely there to help him, no questions asked. "The chief never tried to pry into anything in my life in that era," Spikes said. "He doesn't care who you hang out with, what kind of drugs you do." After having gone through countless rehab facilities in the past, Spike said his life has changed because of Chief Bashor and the Hope Initiative. Read more, taxpayers funding heroin vaccine as government keeps cannabis solution to opioid crisis illegal. He saved my life for sure because if it wasn't for the Hope Initiative, I wouldn't have gotten help, Spikes said. My life has done a 180. I'm working, I have a vehicle, a house, I have a beautiful girlfriend with a baby on the way. This inspirational police chief decided that criminalizing addiction is a clear recipe for failure, and increased crime and death in his community and made a decision to do something about it. By not comporting with the get tough on crime mentality that is often prevalent in law enforcement, Bashor is actually making a difference in people's lives. He is also saving taxpayers money as the cost of rehabilitation is far less than prison, and it is being independently funded. Of those 172 people that have come through the program, I've actually been to 2 funerals. Knowing what the alternative could have been for Thomas, who just recently disclosed to me that his girlfriend's pregnant, he's going to be a father, he said. So, that's an amazing thing. That touches me deeply.
Hey, Sheriff, we have a question about why your office, your intelligence division, is investigating private citizens for criminal investigation that happen to be activists that are overseeing your department. Why would you have your intelligence division investigate private citizens? We have done... Sir, we don't hate anyone. We love freedom and we love American people. And government is out of control. That's why you're seeing such a revolt nationwide. Why can't you just answer, why is Susan Edwards, your intelligence division, investigating private citizens? This should not happen.
Are you here to apply for a job?
Possibly I might be applying for a job, but that's irrelevant to my question. Why would you ask that question?
Well, enjoy the fair.
Okay.
Excuse me.
Excuse you?
Excuse me, sir.
So those of you that haven't
Wow.
been on a bike before, we're
Sheriff's
just
getting a little too pushy. You work for us, Sheriff. Just keep that in mind. At one time we respected you, but not with that type of attitude.
Hey Charlotte County, this is Charlotte County COPWATCH, and I found that I had to make a change this ending on my videos, letting you know about the channel and fair use laws, you know, how we can report on other people's reporting and how it's good, how it's bad, etc. But you guys can look it up yourself. It is legal. It's in there. But like I've told you before, that I've been cut off from making money on YouTube for 4 years. It's really weird, bizarre, but they cut the money off, but they said you can keep the channel, and now YouTube makes all the money. And if you get bored, plug it into Social Blade website, and you'll see that they are making a huge amount off the site. Right now it's at 63 million views, 53,000 subscribers, almost 3 million views a month. You know, trying to wake people up, and I make nothing. In fact, I got a customer that's ex-congressman. He said if I could ever find a lawyer, sue YouTube on it. But because this is nuts, 4 hours a day, and to save America. You know, but at the same time, it's worth it. Look at what our founding fathers did. They died for this country. So, but getting back to the money part, this is why I'm redoing the video. Is my dream of everyone giving $1, and it's going to be $53,000 a year, or if they did Patreon, which you know, can be monthly. That is not working. That'd be great if it did. Nothing is perfect. And I appreciate the people that do donate, you know, what they can on PayPal, and there again, I'm letting you guys know that is not much. Is, you know, monthly is, oh my god. So anyways, yes, you cannot live on it. It's very, very, very low amount. But the dollar things, I do appreciate that. But when I first said everybody give $1, that's not working. I'm just letting you guys know it's, yeah, that's that dream. Everybody gives $1. 53,000 subscribers, it's not working. So yes, if you can give more than that, you know, I appreciate it. Like I said, you know, I'm in a unique situation where, you know, we're already debt free, and I'm not rich, but with the little business that we have, I am able to do what I am able to do 45 hours a day, you know, letting you guys know what's going on. In 4 years, I've did the whole thing myself. 12,000 videos on there. I literally get emails where people are like, holy crap, I never knew it was this bad. And it is this bad, and it's getting worse every day because we have the internet, we have cell phones, we have cameras everywhere now, and it's just disgusting what's going on. And then, as you guys know too, we got Trump, we got Jeff Sessions doing a war on drugs, and now he wants to go after the forfeiture laws again. It's just unfreaking real. So if you can give more than that dream of everybody giving $1, yeah, that old video, that's not working. They're not, they're just not. So anyways, if you can give more than that dream is not working. Hardly anybody is giving. There you go. So that's why I'm remaking the video. If you can give more than that would be great. And there again, like I said, the Patreon's there. There is some people on there that are starting to give, but there again, it's very, very low. And like I said, I don't want to get rich off of that. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing because, you know, it's still so stinking corrupt. It's not even funny. My court case that I'm going to be paying out of my pocket myself with Charlotte County's coming up. They illegally looked me up and then posted all my information on LEOAFFAIRS website. They basically doxed me, however you want to say that. I forget what the word is, and they outed me, man. And that information on that site went out to 500 sheriffs, deputies, people that work at the jail, etc., etc., etc. So, yeah, it is very, very scary, but we're going to do a federal case, 1983 case, violating freedom of speech. We have 17 cameras in the house now. We got 2 cameras in the car. I always carry a camera plus a cell phone. A lot of people are highly recommending I get a vest now. If I could, if the wife would let me, I would run for sheriff. We are trying to push the thing nationwide right now, where just to mix it up and to get the topics out there is register to run for sheriff, NPA, no party affiliation, as a write-in, and that is completely free, and you can participate in the elections. And there's a lot of stuff. We got a guy, James McLinnis in Pinellas County, Tampa, who almost won. He experienced the corruption himself. The story is unbelievable. Look him up. It's mind-blowing what they did. It pissed him off. He is very, very smart. He has way more money than I did. He ran for sheriff at the last 3 months last year in 2016 and almost won. He got all of the black vote. And the reason why he did that is because he ran in, I will not bust, we're in Florida, I will not bust anybody for weed anymore unless it's an ungodly huge amount, like pounds. And then he also ran in no more victimless crimes, no more of this freaking road pirate bull crap. And then he was going to cut the budget by 30%. And when you think about that, you can. If you stop the road pirates, you can get rid of a bunch of people. Gone. So, the wife has been saying, yes, I can, yes, I can't. So I don't know. We're trying to find somebody that can do it because I am busy doing this anyways. But, so I'm making a video, like I said, that $1 a month from everybody, you know, for 53,000 subscribers, that is not working. I'm just letting you guys know. Absolutely give way more than $1 a month. If you can, I appreciate anything. By the way, remember too, when you give that, PayPal takes like freaking 15 to 20%, so it's even worse than that. But, and there again, like I'm letting you guys know, it's way, what I get is very, very low. Appreciate it, but it is very, very low. Can't live on it. I'm just, you know, I'm working, and that's what I'm working on. And that court case is going to cost a buttload of money. That's federal court. Just the filing fees and the depositions that we're going to be doing with this corrupt cop. So there's another reason to give. We are going to be doing a deposition with this very corrupt. He was in a drug squad. He is a bad guy. He's on steroids. We heard steroids are rampant here. That's why their attitude is so bad. And we are going to get him on video, and it will be on YouTube. So that case alone is $5,000 just to bring it to court, and that's my money out of my pocket. So there's another reason to give, and give way more than $1 if you can. So keep that in mind. This is the new video, and I see, God, I talk a lot. It's already 7 minutes, but had to make it just to let you know that $1 a month from everybody is not working. They're not doing it. So if you can give more than that, please. So thanks. Keep it up. Share, like, subscribe, tell your friends, send me your videos on corruption, and I'll post it.